My name is Adam Umran, and today I'm diving into one of the biggest issues affecting the future of real estate, especially for future agents, investors, and property managers. The truth is, real estate is no longer the stable, guaranteed long term investment people had originally thought it to be. And as for small investors, they're now facing the most unstable housing system in decades. So, when we dissect the problem, for years, real estate was considered rock solid: buy a property, rent it out, build wealth over time. However, the market has changed dramatically. For example, governments now measure housing need in price based formulas instead of actual living conditions. This creates a misleading illusion that markets are strong just because prices rise. In reality, more people than ever can't afford adequate housing. And as alongside that, global investors and large corporations are buying up properties faster than individuals are able to. This skyrockets prices and squeezes out all the smaller competition. And lastly, as for the tenants, they themselves are becoming more financially unstable because of inflation and rising rent. For landlords and small investors, this means more missed payments, more vacancies, and more unpredictability. So that brings up the question, why should we all care? We should all care because this affects more than just investors. When small property owners struggle, housing becomes more expensive and less stable for renters as well. More properties get sold to giant corporations, and local neighborhoods lose control, making the housing crisis grow. If the future generation wants a career in real estate, whether it's as an agent, as a owner, a developer, or a manager, the real issue needs to be understood that the game is changing and old strategies just do not work anymore. Okay, so some ways to combat these new problems and adapt to the modern market would be one of these three things. First, governments need to stop using distorted affordability formulas. These formulas hide the real need of housing. Instead, cities should go back to measuring housing based on overcrowding, quality, and actual local income. They should do this because this gives investors real data and it helps local communities plan better. Next, policies that limit how aggressively large corporations can buy up single family homes. These corporate purchasings inflate prices artificially and it crushes local competition. So, some way that the government can combat this would be to increase taxes on big bulk purchases and a market cap for how many units a single corp like Blackstone can own. This would also create an incentive for local and first time buyers and would level the playing field so normal people to still have a chance. Lastly, helping the tenants. This would also help landlords as well because if renters have more financial security, small investors have a more predictable income. When when rising rent is too quick, local governments need programs like actual assistance, subsidies, and wage stabilization initiatives in order to keep the market stable. Because when tenants win and small investors win, the market is good. Lastly, the Big Beautiful Bill that has recently been instated actually fixes a few of these problems, surprisingly. It fixes the broken affordability formulas so that the cities measure the real need instead. They are able to limit the bulk somewhat so that small investors still have a chance to swim. And it does expand the amount of affordable housing in places that actually need it and not just profitable areas. Last and also it stabilizes rental income, so better financial security for renters. And it makes the market less volatile, less ups and downs, and there's more accuracy within it. Thank you.